Hey there, planners. I pulled out a big stack of old Stalogy planners and I thought I would flip through them for nostalgic reasons, but also because I want to get ideas about what I loved about my old Stalogy planners. So go grab your planners and let's get planning. All right, before I dive right in, I do want to say welcome to those of you who are new to Planning Annie. We are super excited that you're here. Planning Annie is a community of planner enthusiasts. We love our planners, our planner systems. We love getting things done. We love being productive. We also love our planner supplies and talking about the things that help us be creative while also getting things done. So if that sounds like something you would enjoy, we do hope you'll consider subscribing. And definitely join in the conversation down below. There's always good conversation going on in Planning Annie comments. So to hop down there, ask questions, answer questions, give ideas. For those of you returning, welcome back. I'm super excited you're here too. And I'm excited to get into just kind of flipping through my old Stalogy notebooks. So this is not even half of them. I have a ton of them. I change my planner system on a quarterly basis based on what's going on in my life and also just the need to try different planners and new things. So I have a ton of these notebooks that are filled up and, sort of beat up looking and ratty. And I thought I would just flip through quickly, not spending a lot of time in any of them, but just kind of look for the things that I really enjoyed about these planners. Maybe keep a list over here on the side of the things that I really enjoyed, because the Stalogy is definitely at the top of the possible list of planners that I will be using in the fall planning season as I update my system. So let me slide all of them out of the way and get the first one that I want to flip through. All right, so of the stack of notebooks that I had, this is the oldest one that was in the stack. This is a A5 Stalogy from 2020. And it was very well loved. And it was also the very first Stalogy notebook that I ever had. So being the first time that I ever used the Stalogy, I was figuring a lot of things out. I actually went through this a little bit, and these are my kids' Christmas list from that year. I put a little sticky pocket here, a little clear sticky pocket, and put that in there. This is actually just paper glued down to the inside. So I was definitely not aware of how much these notebooks would chunk up because I was putting a lot of thick paper and stuff in here. So yeah, it's interesting to look back on it, but I love it. I love the, this is vellum with stickers on it. I love it. I was really having fun with the creativity here. So I had a year at a glance taped in here to the front. I had some future log items. So I was still kind of crossing from bullet journal style into this type of notebook. Had my, one thing I love about the A5 size versus the B6, even though it gets really, really chunky and big, you can put a tip in and still have room for notes down at the bottom. So that's really nice. So there's a calendar. I had the weather. I love tracking weather, so I still have my weather tracker. And then I was actually doing a lot of drawing in the weeks at this time, just using washi tape and using some of the stickers. So I can see this is Planner Kate stickers. That's a Planner Kate font. So I still had a lot of that kind of stuff left over. And I actually really enjoy this look of, doing the weeks like this. Okay, this was a mind map. This was a mind map of this was one of the earliest versions of me trying to map out my planner system. It's so tiny. Oh, there's so much stuff going on here. Yeah, so this was actually when I first started really mapping out like what is my planner system. So it's awesome to see this. I'll have to spend some time looking at it to see how much has changed. I was making notes about systems. Yeah, these are notes from being in the hospital with a loved one, and just the notes from that whole event. This is meal planning. Just turn the page and make a meal plan. So it's really awesome. Word of the year ideas. Yeah, so I really love, these are actually vellums that I made. These are notes from a Dakshina video. Yeah, really, really goal planning. And this is like in the 4th quarter of the year when I started this one and was doing it like this, so very interesting. One thing I love, like this is just a turn the page, and I was drawing out how I wanted craft room storage right next to a declutter. So craft room storage ideas and dimensions of drawers and things like that. So I really loved in this one, I felt very free to just turn the page and make it whatever. So, you know, like here's an example, turn the page, and I needed a list of planner cover options and planner shops. Turn the page, and here's my monthly declutter list, you know, so I felt, here's some journaling, turn the page, and here's some journaling. I felt very free to just kind of turn the page and do whatever I needed to. This is when I started to get into dailies, so really enjoyed the dailies in this book. And yeah. Oh, I did a monthly reflection in a mind map type design. So anyway, I won't go through the whole book, but you can see I really got into dailies. I was tipping in a ton of things here. I was like, this is actually, I have a video about how I made these. These are homemade vellums that I used sort of sparkly paint with. Yeah, I felt very free in this notebook to just kind of turn the page and do what I wanted to, but it did bulk up a lot, which I actually love. I love the way this looks on my cabinet. Okay, so that was the oldest book. I think the next oldest book that I pulled out is this one, which was a B6, and the summer of 2021. Yeah, I think this is the next. Yeah, summer of 2021 is the next oldest. And this is, I actually made these with the Cricut. And it's nice to have, you know, the year right on the cover. So my word of the year for 2021 was flow. And I love this. I loved this paper just taped down in here. And I definitely had a mermaid theme going for this setup. I actually have a video of this setup. I'll have the link down below if you're interested in seeing actually how I set this up. But I printed these vellums myself on my printer and had my word of the year there underneath some vellum, and had a little inbox here, which I really liked this inbox. I really liked having this inbox. I use this quite a bit. I mean, you can see I have no idea what, those are the dimensions of something. I had a list of the order that I wanted to do my monthly setup, and then meals with no recipe needed. Just a quick reference list. I loved this inbox, so might want to bring that back next time. Future log and goals. That's awesome. Goals by month, so July through September, October through December. I had a wish list and gift ideas. I've set up so many pages in the front of these books, but sometimes I really don't use them. Like someday maybe list, I really did not use. What I'm watching, oh, I love these. I always love looking at these. I got very into Friday Night Lights at one point in time. Okay, trackers, obviously did not do well. I usually don't do well with trackers, so I don't know why I would spend so much time. I did track my husband's golf scores, so that was awesome. And then monthly calendar. And right into the dailies. And I really loved the dailies. Took a trip to Charleston, South Carolina, so had a bunch of stuff in here about that. Loved all the journaling. Yeah, this is so neat to look back on. Okay, and then July, and I was using the Simply Gilded bow seals. I don't know what happened to, or why that is like that. August, it doesn't have a label on it. Oh, it's on the back. Interesting. I was using the bow seals to mark the months. I really liked that. I thought that was a good way to do that. They're pretty tough. Monthly calendar. And then right in, I was using weeklies here, but barely. I really wasn't doing much with the weeklies. They were mainly about the dailies. I did set up the weeklies every time. Oh, so pretty. Some of these kits that I was using a lot of washi. This is a lot of Simply Gilded washi. Really pretty. Definitely mermaid theme. July was definitely mermaid theme. Lots of journaling in here. School supply list. And then into August. So it's interesting because what I'm noticing is from this one, which was my first one, I did a lot of just turn the page and random notes and whatever I needed. A lot less of that in here. I think I like the freedom of being able to turn the page and do whatever. And it might have been just because of the size of the pages. The pages were much smaller. That might have been why. So goals, meal plan, brain dump, and then back into the weekly, daily setup. And then, see, yeah, really, September. Looks like I went with animal print for September. And these are so pretty. And whew, fell off. Okay, this must be towards the end because it looks like it fell off of using it here. These are set up but not used. But they are pretty. And then that, yeah, this is the end and it looks like it had some tabs there. Not sure what these tabs were here for. Got some random notes. Some random notes. So I'm planning. This is a lot of writing and planning for the next year. Things in the back, my next bullet journal list, some future log stuff. Oh yeah, this is when I actually took the time to draw out the future log calendars in the back. That way I would have more room. I liked the future log in the back. That was a really good way to do that. Oh wow. This is a list of lists to make, so that's interesting. Yeah, so lots of notes in the back. So that's 2021. All right, here's one from 2022. This is also a summer one, and I believe I have this one, a video of this setup as well. I loved this acetate. So this is when I started using acetate, and I actually printed this out and cut this with the Cricut vinyl and then put it onto the acetate. I really loved the way that looked. And right into the future. So this is when I took that concept of having a section of future log calendars and I actually put it in the front. So I've got May, June, July, August, which is when I plan to use this planner. This was a summer planner. And put those in the front. Goals, shop codes tracker. I mean, what a great insert, but I obviously never used it. Add to planner, didn't use it. These front pages. Oh, I did, okay, reoccurring to-do list. So this is when I started putting this in every planner, which is very handy to have. And then, oh, I love this. Look at the jellies. Love that, surrounded by jellies. So cute. All right, and then I had May, so this is May, skincare routine, project task list, nothing there. Really cute vinyls. Weekly, okay, so here's weekly page, meal plan, and grocery list. Just some information about vitamins. So I was a little bit freer here with just turning the page and doing weeklies. Then here we go into dailies, grocery list, dailies, and making notes. Here's June, brain dump, meal plan, workout tracker, and then daily pages. So Not much going on these daily pages though. It's interesting, I wasn't using the daily pages as much in this one. This is just list. Not using the daily pages as much in this one as I had in the previous one. But a lot more like scribbly list in here. And I do seem to be using the weekly pages, so that's interesting. And then this one did not go for very long. Not sure what was going on in that time frame, but this one kind of fell off. But I do have a lot of notes in the back. Master list of list. Yeah. Yeah, so this one seemed to be less well used. More notes, but less well used. I did really like having the decor is awesome, and I also really liked having the months in the front like this for future logs. So that is 2022, and then this is from the first quarter of this year. And this is so ratty. I had this taped on there because it was in a clear cover. And this was actually the first quarter of the year. This is what I started the year with. So loved this sweater image here. And yeah, this was so pretty for the first of the year. And this was Coffee Monster Co. freebies. Holidays from Planning with Bee. This is a freebie from Planning with Bee. I love this. And then I did the same thing. I put the months in the front, and I actually used little tabs up here to be able to have that future log. I had an adulting log, which I thought was a cool idea, but I ended up not using it as much. And symptoms log, didn't use it all. Had some meal plan idea, low carb information, some vitamins, workouts, winter washi. Liked having this in there as a reference. And this is when I started down my path of productivity, self-learning, and I had my great big reading list. I've actually read a ton of these books this year. So vision board, loved this. It's nice to look back on this. And then into the month, January. And I started out with a sticker a day and did really good with the sticker a day. This was the meal plan and gratitude. Obviously did not do good with the gratitude. That was my scripture reading plan. This is when I started with Kingdom Blogger scripture reading plans. I absolutely love those. And weekly, I actually drew in the weekly, so that was interesting. And then dailies. This is when I was really, really into my daily pages and really enjoying the daily pages. I started making vellums from the stickers. So this was a sticker from a Grand Plan sticker kit, and I actually just blew it up and printed it like a vellum. And I won't go through all of these, but you can see had a lot of fun in my daily pages. February's the same way. So not a lot of extra notes, but definitely using my daily pages. This is when I was really into my daily pages. And then at the back of this one, I just had a bunch of notes as well about next planner, stuff like that. So that's the most recent one, 2023. All right, I hope you enjoyed seeing me flip through these. This is kind of behind the scenes, you know, gathering ideas for what I think I might be using in my next planner setup, which is a Stalogy. So stay tuned to see what the actual setup ends up looking like. I would love to hear from you down below. Questions, comments. Have you ever used a notebook as a planner? Do you enjoy that style, that freedom? Do you have it more structured, or do you kind of sort of flip the page and do whatever you want to, more of that bullet journaling style? I would love to hear all of your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to Planning Annie for more content like this, and as always, thanks for planning with me.